Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the mdlove podcast. How are you guys? How's your Sunday? Are you having fun? I know it's a weekend for most of you, but for me, it's the beginning of the week, which means it's a work day. So I'm recording this episode before I start my shift. Because there's the work that pays the bills, and then there's this that just this is something that I do for fun, for my heart, for my soul. um I have wished for many many years that I'm going to be able to also uh you know get paid to do this, but maybe it will happen one day, but right now I don't see. It's not going to happen in the near future, right? But anyway, a girl can dream. Anyway, today's episode, if you follow the posts, if you commented on the post, which is, by the way, thank you so much, guys, for commenting and sharing your stories. Today's episode is about, I'm asking this question, and I've asked it myself for many many years, and now I asked you, and you guys have shared your answers. The question is, why are we so emotionally involved in MJ's story? Why are we so attached to him? There are a lot of celebrities out there that I'm sure they are nice people, and we like them. We like what they're doing. It looks like they have great personalities, we like them, and we know that they're going through things. And of course, we feel bad for them, and we send them love. We do whatever we can, but we're not as involved in their story as much as we're involved in MJ's. You know, not me anyway. There are some celebrities that I like. I think they're great, and I know they're going through things, and I may show some interest, but then I will not follow the story. And I'm sure a lot of you are the same. We feel bad for them, but we don't do much or say much. With MJ, it's different. When I first felt that I want to defend him, to share his true character, to tell the world who he really is, then I started this YouTube channel and other social media platforms, and I've been doing it for 7 years now, a little over 7 years. And in the past, whenever I was interested in whatever, that interest lasted for a few weeks, maybe months, but not years, not 7 years. So I keep asking myself, why do I care so much about a man I never met? And I've been thinking a lot about it, and I think I'm gonna share my story with you, and maybe you guys can help me understand, and maybe while sharing the story I will understand some things myself. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to share my story. Later, I'm going to read your stories, your comments. I asked you, of course, in a post, why are we so emotionally involved in MJ's life? And you guys commented, and there are so many comments, guys. I'm not going to be able to read them all. So I'm just going to choose a few that kind of stood up to me and stood out. Sorry, stood out, right? What am I saying? Okay, you do realize that English is not my language, right? It's not my first language. It's barely my second. But I'm trying. Anyway, I'm gonna read your comments, and I'm also gonna share some other things that are here in my channel. We're gonna talk about the future of this channel because I'm thinking about changing some things. And it's gonna be one of those episodes where I'm just talking a lot and you are nice enough to listen and comment later, I hope. So, since it's gonna be one of those episodes, I advise you to get yourself something to drink, maybe a snack, relax, sit back, and listen. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. Okay, so actually I was asked this question a few times. How did I become a moonwalker, a believer, everything that I am? And as you have noticed, this channel keeps growing, which means there are new subscribers, followers, and they may never heard the story. They don't know. So I'm going to tell it again. And hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Okay? So everything started for me in 2019 after this schmockumentary came out. Yes, that's how I call it. I heard about it, never watched it. Until this day, I have never watched it. I don't plan on watching it ever. I never watched it, and yet again, I don't know why, but I just knew these guys lie. I never believed them, but here's the thing. Before 2019, from 2009, since MJ, since he was announced dead, until 2019, I haven't really been interested in Michael. Not even before that, really. I don't know. He wasn't really part of my life. So then in 2019, when the allegations came out, or when that documentary came out and I first heard of it, I immediately knew they were lying, and for some reason I cared about that, and I started investigating. I started following all kinds of fans in social media. It started with Twitter. Back then it was still Twitter. And I have learned the facts. I've seen short clips of that documentary, seeing how people are debunking their stories, and my gut feeling was validated because I knew they lied. I didn't have the facts, and so other people have done the work, and I watched their work, and that's how it started for me. That's how I got involved. Now, right after I knew for a fact that Michael is innocent and that these guys are horrible, I started watching videos of MJ, all kinds of videos and interviews, and of course his music videos, short films, everything I could find online. And I watched him from sunrise to sunset, and like it happened to many of us, or all of us, I absolutely fell in love with him. I discovered a man that is so sweet, beautiful from inside and out, that is soft and sweet and giving, and so intelligent and so sensitive, and just simply amazing. There aren't enough words to describe Michael, really, just how amazing he is. I know he's a human being, but I keep claiming that he is not from planet Earth. Really, like, he is something completely different from all of us. I mean, of course he is human. Of course he has human emotions, but then he also has that extra something, that most people don't have, and that's what makes him different. And amazing, really. That's what makes him Michael Jackson, the GOAT. He really is the GOAT, not just on stage, in real life as well. He is an amazing, amazing person. He has this amazing personality, very magnetic. I mean, think about it. How are we so like attracted to him, and we're not even physically in the same room with him? Have you ever thought of that? Like, even through a screen, he can touch you, touch your soul. Like, that's amazing. Not a lot of people can do that, you know. And kind of drag you into his world, and you know what I mean? Like, really, really amazing. But anyway, after watching so many videos of him and everything that was out there, I felt that I wanted to do something to defend him, because I felt like it wasn't fair what they did to him. And my goal, still till this day, is to show people who he really is. And when people will learn who he really is, they will see that what the media told you he is, it can't be true. It just can't be true. When you learn who he really is, his true personality, the way he thinks, he feels, the way he acts, then you will know that the stories are absolute bullshit. Am I allowed to say bullshit? I mean, it's my channel. Anyway, that's my goal. Always has been. So, I was back then in 2019. I was really, really shy. I never in my life thought to start a podcast. I never thought to be on camera. I didn't like my own voice. I still have issues with that. I don't like being on camera. I still don't. And yet, my love for him was stronger than my shyness. And really, because of my love for him, I came out of my own shell, and for that I will be forever grateful for him. For that, to him, I will always be grateful to him, because I am doing things I never thought I would do. And that's really is the power of love. When you truly love someone or something, you do things that you never thought you will do. That is like out of your character, So I started first, I think, defend him on Twitter, later on Instagram, and then I don't remember exactly when I started the podcast, and then I had the mdlove show. I've done all kinds of stuff, and I had all kinds of shows and videos on my YouTube channel. That was back then in 2020 and 2021. Okay. And then of course, my big thing that I did, like, it's big for me, is that I interviewed Dieter Wisner, his former manager and close friend. Like, that for me was like the highlight of my YouTube career. I really just wanted people that truly knew him, that actually lived with him, that were with him every day, to tell us who he really is, right? Because that's my goal. I want to share with people who he really is. So I messaged everyone I could think of to get an interview, and Mr. Wisner, or Wisner, I think his last name is Wisner, but I don't know who can I ask. But anyway, Mr. Wisner automatically agreed. I messaged him on Facebook, and I told him who I am, what is my goal, and I asked him, can I interview you? And he just messaged me, yes, like that. Like, that was his response. He didn't ask, who are you, whatever, he never really asked me anything. He immediately trusted me and asked me to do this, and we set up a date and we did it. And I gotta tell you, when I interviewed him, I was unbelievably nervous. I was shaking. The funny thing is, I kept chasing people to get an interview, but then I never really thought about the technical issues, like how am I actually going to record the interview. And when I finally got an interview with Mr. Wisner, I finally realized, oh my God, how am I going to record this? Like, I don't have a way. But anyway, I found a way. I'm not going to tell you, what I did, but I found a way. I uploaded it to my YouTube channel. You can listen to it if you want. And that interview happened in June of 2020. And I uploaded it back then in July 7th, 2020. And it's up there. And you know what? That's pretty much my story. This is what I have been doing for 7 years. Yeah, this was 2020, but this is 2026. I started in 2019, and I've been doing this for almost every day, nonstop. There's always something going on with MJ. Now you either need to defend him, or send him love, or remind people that he is like who he is, or or I'm sharing videos, funny videos, emotional videos. And just like a lot of creators on social media, I'm just celebrating him, adoring him, loving him, and I'm just doing what I feel like I should do, because he deserves it. He really deserves it. But anyway, that's my story. Okay, now, how do you get emotionally involved when you do all those things? Well, I've learned about Michael. I really, really, I don't know, should I say study? I don't know. I mean, it wasn't really on purpose. I just watched a lot of things about him, and then I really kind of learn who he is and learn what really matters to him and who he is behind the scenes. There's the king of pop, the music genius, the GOAT, as they call him. But then there's Michael, like who is he behind the scenes? And I've learned that he is amazing behind the scenes as well. It's just sweet and loving, and he cares about everyone. He helps everyone he can. Highly intelligent, unbelievably intelligent. And that combination of being really smart and also have a really, really good heart is unbelievably rare, because I've seen some people who are highly intelligent, but they're also jerks. Or I've seen people who have like the softest, sweetest hearts, but no, they never read a book in their life. So, this combination of a really amazing mind and a really amazing heart is kind of rare. I mean, it's hard to find. It's really hard to find. So, he's really this amazing, sweet guy, and it's really hard to not fall for him, because and also, what, something that I'm always thinking about, what makes you think that you really know him? And how you really know someone? When someone is real, and I believe Michael is very, very real, then you really know him. I'm not saying that, he didn't tell white lies here and there, especially to the media and whatever. I'm not saying he's perfect either. But I think and I feel that he is a very genuine person. And I think you guys will agree with me. He's very genuine. one of those videos that we all love and we all seen like 1,000 times is the one where, he says, I love to tour, and then he shakes his head no. It's one of those moments that shows how real he is. He can't really lie, like even if he tries, like his mouth will say, I love to tour. His body language will tell you, no, I don't. I really don't. So, he's very real, and that's why we really know him, and that's why we really, really love him, right? Okay, so that's my story. Now, let's start reading yours. Are you guys ready? Okay, so the first comment is from Sarah Linda. Thank you, Sarah, for your story. And here's what she is telling us. I discovered Michael back in 2008. I was 12 at that time. I felt isolated by my family. Seeing my relatives, grandparents and uncles, spend time with my cousins and living me out made me feel very lonely. That's when I started spending most of my time with Michael Jackson, until he literally became my comfort person. My nervous system associated him with comfort and safety, so I am deeply involved in him emotionally. Thank you, sir, for your comment. This is really beautiful. And yeah, you know what? This really shows me, and I've seen it in a lot of fans who shared it, like Michael feels like a close personal friend, right? Even though we never met him, he feels like our absolute best friend. You have to agree, it's unusual but amazing at the same time, of course. Okay, let's read some more comments. I mean, there are so many. I don't even know what to choose. Like, okay, this one is from Diana. Thank you, Diana. And this is what she says. My main reason is what MJ said to, I think, that what people need the most is in this world is love. And MJ was not just full of love, but really cared about the world and used his love to make the world better. This is what I admire about MJ more than his music, which was pure art, and he gave that to the world too. I think people feel more attracted to MJ because we also know how much he suffered, and we feel the need to defend something so unjust, like what happened to him. But people loved MJ from the start, even if this factor existed or not. I just admire MJ for his soul, that he had part of so much trauma and he never changed his soul. He is an inspiration, an artist, but also as a human being. I think MJ gave to the world all he could give and more, which is so rare. I will love MJ forever. Wow, that is beautiful. Yes, I agree. I agree. Michael gave everything and beyond, and we noticed it. We noticed how much heart and soul he puts into everything he does, not just his work, just, even caring about people. He gives it all, right? So because his emotions are so big and so, I think we feel him, and that's how we become so emotionally involved in him, because we feel him. Does that make sense? I don't know. Write to me. Okay, let's read some more beautiful. Thank you, Diana. Thank you for your comment. Let's see. There's another one from Daniela. Okay, thank you, Daniela. I will defend Michael forever. I'm tired of hearing people insult him without even knowing what they're talking about, just for fun. I love him first and foremost as an artist, but I want him to be exonerated of all the vulgarity attributed to him. The way he was treated is unfair. He didn't deserve it. Sorry for the outburst. No need to apologize. We all understand. Trust me, we all understand. That's what we're here for, right? To defend him and get rid of all the liars and greedy people. So yeah, thank you for your comment as well. And here's another comment that I love. And this comment is from, I hope I'm saying it right, Isa. I don't know how to say it. Isa Jackson. Okay, I'm sorry if maybe you can somehow tell me how to say your name. Isaiah, maybe? I don't know, sorry. But anyway, I love this comment. And she says, well, I'm more than that. I'm more spiritually connected to him in multiple ways. Not only I went through the same childhood trauma as him, but also I understood him. I understood how to heal it in the same way he did. Plus, I would defend him forever. He's a soulmate to me. I'm connected to him since November 2008. Plus, I'm 1998 born girly. Okay, so yeah, I think a lot of us are spiritually connected to him. This whole connection to him is very spiritual, right? Because we can't understand it with our mind, but we do understand it with our heart and soul, right? So that makes our connection to him very spiritual. Thank you for your comment. And now I will read a comment from one of my very devoted followers, Love Goddess. Thank you. And she says, we are emotionally involved because we see his soul. He poured his soul into his music, and we feel that. We hear him. A big of a star he is. He is so humble and so sweet, and it's refreshing to see someone of such high status give a damn. You know? It's like he's our closest family member or mate. And with family, you defend to the end. When you know someone is innocent of crimes people put on them, it's like you go extra hard for them. Plus, I think it was just destined for him to be born and loved by the world. It's just in him. His soul has a mission, and the ones who hear it tap into it. We fall in love with him. We want to know more about him, and the more we get, the more we love. So it's just inevitable, really. I absolutely agree. Thank you, Love Goddess. Yeah, the more we learn about him, the more we want to learn. Like, nothing is ever enough, right? Like, we want to know every little detail about him. Like, why do we care so much that he loves KFC? Like, I don't know any other celebrities that I care about what they like to eat. You know, those are like very personal details about him. Like, why do we care whether he cusses or not? Why do we care what he likes to wear? Like we know that, you know, off stage he usually wore this red button shirt. Like that's was like his everyday outfit. Like, why do we care to know that? And we know all kinds of little details about his personality that we wouldn't care to know about, like celebrities, you know? But with him, we want to know everything and everything, right? You know, like nothing is ever enough. We are really busy noses when it comes to him, you know? So yeah, we are very much involved in his life, in his personality, in everything he does, he says, you know. Okay, let's read more comments. This is from Swastika. Yeah, Swastika, thank you. I really didn't get the time to realize how fast he became such a big part of my life. I was never even born when he died, but I feel a very strong connection with him. Whenever people without knowing anything lie about him, I get very defensive. I dig deep into the rabbit hole and try to know what was wrong with him and got to understand the pain he had to suffer, both mentally and physically. He died. He is no longer with us. On June 25th this year, it's going to be 17 years without him. He was kind, empathetic, and most importantly, humble. He never treated his fans rudely, always gave his best to the fans. I feel attached to him in many ways. He is my inspiration and now my ideal. Rest in peace, Michael Jackson. Thank you, Swastika, for this beautiful comment. Of course, as a believer, I disagree with a few things you said, but I understand. And yeah, this year will be 17 years since Michael left us, and look what is happening around the world right now. Everyone is celebrating him. Everyone's going to watch the movie. Everyone is dancing. He is now the most streamed artist in the world. Like, everyone's listening to his music right now. And you know what? I love that. Like, every win, it's such. I mean, it makes me so emotional, because I don't forget. I absolutely do not forget. Back then in 2019 and 2020, when a certain snake asked people to cancel him. She actually asked people to cancel all the 45 years that we've known him and all the things that he has ever done for humanity. She asked us to cancel that, like nothing ever mattered, because people decided to tell stories about him, So to see what's happening right now, after years of defending him and fighting, and there are many, many sad years for us, because of those allegations and all those stories again. To see now how the world is celebrating him and how everyone is so happy. I've been saying it for years and I've been writing it for years. Love always wins. And Michael is all about love. And look what his love did. It's winning. His love is winning. Look what is happening. Are you seeing what's happening on social media? How everyone is dancing right now. How everyone is singing his songs. Everyone's talking about him. Rediscovering him. Little kids who don't know too much about him, they're reading about him. Like, everyone, they just cannot get enough of him. All the things that I did at the beginning, like the first 3 or 4 years, when I just couldn't stop reading about him and learning about him, everything is happening right now to, like, let's say, the new generation of fans. That really, really shows you what is the effect of love. Love really is the most important thing in the world. And isn't that exactly what Michael has told us all the time, nonstop? And wasn't he right? Again? I mean, it's amazing. It's unbelievable what is happening. So for those who wanted to cancel him, or, all those radio stations or whatever who didn't play his music back then, isn't that the biggest middle finger? What's happening right now? Isn't that the most amazing thing in the world? So every time he wins, every time something amazing happens with Michael, I am so, so happy, because I know for the haters, it just burns for them. It just burns. You know what I mean? Like, it drives them absolutely crazy. They cannot see anything positive about Michael. They don't understand. I mean, they invest so much time and energy in trying to make people hate him and think really bad things about him. And it's not working. It's not working for them. Like, can you, like, imagine the frustration they must feel? Like, this is unbelievable. So yeah, they can stay frustrated for the rest of their lives. And they can be canceled for the rest of life. I cannot wait for the day this snake will be canceled. It's going to happen. I just know it's going to happen. I know that more and more people will understand who she is and won't care about what she says. I I okay, listen. I have talked about this woman in the past, but I gotta tell you, I know it's a bad word, but I gotta be honest with you. I hate her. I absolutely hate her, especially for saying, especially for asking people to cancel Michael based on absolutely nothing. People sat there, told her stories, and she decided to believe it without any proof. She just decided to believe it, and she's acting all like she's so spiritual and she's so connected and she's so this, and she's like the most fake person in the world. And I don't understand how most people don't see it. I don't understand how she is still popular. I mean, she's not as popular as she was, when she had her talk show, but she's still, people still want to see her, still think that she is this amazing woman. She's not. She's a snake. She's fake. She's unbelievably fake. And I'm really, really hoping that one day, somehow, the majority of the world will see who she really is and will cancel her. No one will have to ask to cancel her. It will just happen naturally. People will see who she is and will just stop caring about what she says. Okay? Can I hope for that? Can I get an amen? No, but seriously, I despise this woman. And you know why? I realized why I despise her so much. Because I used to really love her. I used to believe that she's a good person. I loved her. I admired her. I thought she was one of these amazing people. So I fell for that scam. She's a scam. So now, today, I absolutely despise her, and I hope that, she will never ever get whatever it is that she wants. She wants respect and love and admiration and whatever from the people. No, she doesn't deserve that. She really doesn't deserve that. Okay? Really doesn't. Okay. I am Okay, let's get back to the comments. Because you guys have wrote beautiful, beautiful things. So okay, let's read this comment. And just end it. Let's end this segment with this comment, okay? Okay, so this comment is from Dreamfaller. Thank you for your comment. And she says this. I think for me, a huge part is that I feel deceived by the world. Growing up, I knew 4 things about MJ. He's a great artist. He bleaches his skin because he's so racist and hates his own race. He disfigured himself with plastic surgery, and he may or may not have molested kids. So generally, the message I got was, great artist, messed up human being. Imagine my surprise when I first watched a full interview of him, the Cobra one from 1993. She didn't actually say Cobra, I do. His kindness, politeness, and sincerity blew me away. I also remember being fascinated by the way he talked about children. It seemed so innocent and wholesome, like he really cared about them. That's when I decided I really want to know more about these allegations against him. I dug deep into the details of those cases and came to the conclusion that none of his accusers are credible, and there's a huge likelihood that he was innocent. That thought of this innocent man who the world put through hell broke my heart and completely changed me on a fundamental level. I will never forget that story for the rest of my life. Again, thank you, Dreamfaller. Beautiful, beautiful comment. And I think, your story is like a lot of other people's stories. A lot of people thought, they believed the headlines. They believed that what the media told them is a fact, is the truth. It's the ultimate truth. I think that a lot of us didn't realize that the media not only They kind of reshape stories. They absolutely make up stories. It's not like they're taking a seed of truth and build something on it. No, the seed is a lie. Like everything is a lie, is a scam. That's why I'm so mad about the media. They absolutely lied to us for decades about Michael. Fact is that he is an incredible human being. Uh, and they told a completely different story, and some of us believed it. But then, thanks, you know what? Thanks to the internet, because without that, I don't think we would ever actually knew the truth. We would never learn the truth if it wasn't for the internet and people sharing information. So we learned about him through videos, interviews, reading about him. I bought many books about him. I have his sister Latoya's book, his brother Jermaine's book, Dieter Wisner's book, the Bodyguard's book. I used to have Frank Cassio's book, but I threw it away. I read a lot about him from people who met him, from people who knew him. I really, really learned about him, and I learned that the media absolutely lied to us for years. And for that alone, we should be pissed, like absolutely pissed. Like they made fools out of all of us. They basically, on a daily basis, called us stupid, saying we can tell you whatever we want, whatever stupid story we want, you're going to believe it because you're not smart enough to learn what the truth is. And I don't know about you, but I don't like it when people call me stupid. So anyway, I am grateful for the internet because this is how we learn about the real Michael Jackson and how amazing he is. I have so much more to talk to you about, but as I said in the beginning of this episode, this is a work day. I need to start my shift very soon. So I'm gonna end this episode here. I want to thank everyone who commented. There's still many other comments that I just didn't have the time to read, but you guys are more than welcome to read them. This is a post from a few days ago, so I'm sure you can find it here on my channel if you want to. Speaking of comments, you're more than welcome to leave yours right here about this episode. If you still want to share your story, if you have questions, anything you want to say to me, I will be here reading them all, I promise. And you know what, maybe I will continue this topic in the next episode, okay? Because this is really great, and there are other posts here on my channel that you guys have responded to, and polls that I shared here and you guys have voted on. And we're gonna talk about still the same topic, like why do we love Michael Jackson so much. I think I hope you guys found answers to why do we love him so much. If you want to add to that, you're more than welcome to do that. So okay, that's it, I think, right? So everyone, have a great day, have a great weekend. I know it's still a weekend for you, not for me. For me, my weekend was over last night. So have a great weekend. I will go back to my paying job, and you guys will enjoy the rest of the day, and I will talk to you soon. And never ever forget, keep love alive, because as we learned today, love is the most important thing in the world, and it always wins.